Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Poke Relaxing. Boy, it's been way too long since I've made a video. And yeah, I've definitely been looking forward to doing some more content. I've been working on a lot of stuff for my other channel, which is a sports card related channel. I have two other channels, but really only one that I spend significant time on. But despite not making much content lately, I have been very active, as usual, in the world of Pokemon card purchasing and collecting and investing and stockpiling. So I thought I would do just kind of a little rundown here of some cards, some single cards that I've picked up recently. Some of these are cards I've never owned before. Some, as you'll see, are cards I have owned before, but haven't in a while because I traded them away. So yeah, I wanted to show you these pickups that I think I've acquired in the last probably 2 months, and just kind of talk about what I've been up to in the Pokemon world, and maybe talk about sort of things I'm thinking about in terms of new set releases, in terms of some of the YouTube drama that's happening in the Pokemon investing space, and just whatever kind of comes up, we'll talk about. So, all right, first card here is a card that I think I have like two or maybe one, or at least two, or at least one, but maybe two copies of somewhere in my collection. A beautiful Mew from the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery. Such a fun little card of tiny little Mew there, taking a little nap in this bed of flowers, and a bunch of other pretty cute Pokemon overlooking. I'm a big fan of this one, so picked up another copy just recently, and that's why it's in this pile. So this card, Lumineon, of which I recently acquired two, is one of my favorite cards of all time. You really have to see this thing in person because it just looks amazing with this, dark black background, and then the, kind of increasingly lighter colorings as you get to the Lumineon character there. And then it's a textured card, so it just has a really cool kind of sparkle / shine to it as you kind of rotate it around and get those reflections of light. So I have to say that this is one of my probably top 3 favorite cards of all time, and it's only, I think it's like a $10, $12 card, so it's not, it's not expensive, and I gotta say, I think I will probably try to pick these up whenever I see them, especially if they're, in good condition, and these I think are both pretty decent, not perfectly centered, but pretty dang solid centering. So yeah, I picked those two up in a trade for some stuff that I can't remember. I think it was some, I don't know, maybe it was for a single card. I don't know, it was trade, but a bunch of this stuff, probably the next, 6, 7 cards were part of that trade. So this is a Zorora from, what is SCR? That's the one I always forget. Stellar Crown, I think. Stellar Crown, and I've never pulled this card. I don't think I even seen this card in person before it popped up in this person's trade binder that I traded with. So I thought, you know what, let's pick it up. It looks pretty cool. Single gold star for rarity. And this is another card that I think is one of my favorite cards, maybe top like 5 cards. I just think this is like the most adorable looking thing I've ever seen in my life. Tiny little baby elephant, Phanpy, with these big, huge, kind of, sort of looking but, just sort of scary looking, impressive looking adult elephants, and Phanpy's just, hopping around, having fun, and it's like this kind of like twilight, sort of, orangish color from the setting sun right behind there. I don't know. I just love this card. This is, I think, like an $8 or $9 card. So another one that's very cheap. It's from Surging Sparks. It's a single gold star as well. So illustration rare, and yeah, I love it. I think I have at least one of these. I think I have a Japanese one too. But I don't know. I think this card actually makes me think that like Phanpy should be my favorite Pokemon. Like it's kind of, been Charizard since I started collecting Pokemon, mostly just because, like, I don't know, I always like the, the sort of apex character or persona in something, and that's certainly Charizard. Although I guess maybe you could argue it's actually Mewtwo, but so anyways, I've just always liked Charizard from the beginning, but honestly, I don't know. I don't get too excited about picking up like new Charizards. I get a little excited, but not too much. And so I don't know. I need something else to sort of collect and focus on, and maybe I'll try to like buy every Phanpy. Although a lot of Phanpy cards are not nearly as cute as this one. So I don't know. This would certainly be my favorite Phanpy card if I started collecting all of them. All right, so we got a Pikachu from. Oh man, this is a Sword and Shield era, so I don't know the symbol there. And I just had a sheet over here, but I moved it, so I can't go up and get it unless I want to pause the video, and I don't want to do that. So, anyways, this is from Sword and Shield. It's the Pikachu VMAX, and it's the big kind of one of the big Chonkachu cards, of which there's a few. There's like a rainbow one too, and the rainbow one, I think, is in Vivid Voltage. This might be Vivid Voltage, but I'm not sure. So, anyways, pick this one up. This is definitely one of the bigger cards that I have acquired in the last couple of months. So, yeah, so I had this card before. This is the SIR from Paldean Fates. It's the Big Chase from that set. Gotta hate those sleeves. They're like just too snug, and I don't trust that they're not like gonna damage the card. So I hate those things. So I'm just looking at this for kind of surface issues. I think I might see like a little scratch right there, so that's not the best, but centering wise looks pretty solid. And it's just kind of hard to tell. If I had another one to compare it to, I could see if what I'm seeing is like sort of normal or not, but back looks pretty dang clean. Yeah, so pretty clean looking copy here. Just can't tell some stuff I see in like the texturing is. Let's see if I can kind of show you. Yeah, I don't know. Can't even really get it to show you. But anyways, I'm glad to have one of these back in the collection. The one I had was graded PSA 9. It was pulled by one of my kids, and we sent it in for grading, got a PSA 9. Should have been a 10, but PSA is on crack. So yeah, I traded that away quite a while ago. I don't know, 3-4 months ago. And I think that like I ended up trading what I got from that for my Gengar alt art from Fusion Strike, which I really love. So now I have this and the Fusion and the Gengar, which is awesome. But yeah, glad to have that back. It's such a cool looking card in person. All right, next up, we've got actually, yeah, these are from Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery. So each one has a trainer and a Pokemon, and all of these are evolutions or Eevee. So I think these are all the evolutions in the set. I don't think there's an Umbreon or a Espeon one of these cards. So I think this is a complete set of these from the Trainer Gallery of Brilliant Stars. But I might be making that up completely. So anyways, yeah, somebody had all of these and they were looking to trade some cards. So I said, you know what, I'll take them all. And I think these are generally like 10 to 15 bucks each. Some of them are worth a little bit more than others, but they're pretty modest. Pretty modest. Brilliant Stars is a set that I think is going to only go up in value and then get harder to justify opening. And so, you know, some of the better cards from that set I think should be performing well as time goes by. All right, this is Temporal Forces. Double silver rare from Temporal Forces, Gengar EX. And I think this is maybe like a $15 card, maybe $20 card. I feel like it was worth more than I thought it was going to be when I looked it up for the trade. But yeah, I don't have much Gengar, and I haven't really opened a whole lot of Temporal Forces, so was happy to pick that one up. All right, next up we have a couple of special illustration rares that I don't think I've ever owned, unless I'm forgetting. This one is from Paradox Rift. Alteria EX. So, top loader's got some sticky residue on it, so I might swap this out. Take a closer look. I don't know if I want to take this out of the sleeve. The sleeve looks pretty clean, so don't think I need to replace that, but I'll just kind of take a quick peek at the surface there. Yeah, it looks pretty clean. Take a look at the back. Don't see any whiting. Looks good to go. So pretty nice card. Well centered. Not perfect, but probably something like 65, 45, or like 55, 45, something close to that. Yeah, so never opened this. I think the SIRs in Paradox Rift are sort of underappreciated, so I'm guessing this one is not like super pricey in terms of value, but anytime I can pick up an SIR, I'm happy to do it, and therefore I grabbed that one. Another one that is an SIR, this one's from Paldean Fates, so this is like this person puts the cards in upside down. I feel like I've seen a couple people do that in the Pokemon world. Kind of funny. So it's got one of these god-awful ETB sleeves that I hate, so I'll take it out of that. And yeah, beautiful card with that nice SIR texturing. Beautiful. So yeah, I've never owned this one. Other than that, that Bubble Mew that was pulled by one of my kids out of Paldean Fates. Like, I feel like I've never gotten anything even remotely decent out of Paldean Fates. So excited to get this SIR from that set without having to open any product, because it's one of those products that I don't know, have not had much luck with. But that's a beautiful card. Then we got some Sword and Shield era. Not sure what set this is from, but it's a single Silver Star. Same person traded me this, that Gardevoir, because it's upside down. And in these god-awful, I do like to look at the sleeve. That's just a blank one. Probably came from Ultra Pro or something like that. But beautiful textured card, just like an SIR or an alt art, but it's something else, because the alt arts I would assume are not just a single Silver Star for rarity. But anyways, cool looking card, and don't have a lot of, like, full arts from the Sword and Shield era, so I'm happy to pick those up. That other card that was like at the beginning was also Zorora. Yeah, that one. So we're getting some nice Zororas to add to the collection. Not that I particularly like Zorora, but whatevs. Alright, and then last is a Shrouded Fable card that I have never pulled, despite the fact that I have opened probably more Shrouded Fable than almost anything else. Maybe Crown Zenith I've opened a lot of, or more of, but I've opened a lot of Shrouded Fable. I've pulled just about every good card out of there that you can get. But never the Beware. So saw that come up in a trade binder, and I said, you know what, let me just grab that one. I don't know what this is worth, but I'm guessing probably under 10 bucks. I might be wrong, but it might be worth more, but I don't know that. So so those are the singles I've picked up. And yeah, just in terms of, what's going on, I'm always looking for things to buy. And lately I've been kind of focusing on some Sword and Shield era sealed stuff that are not booster boxes. I'll show you some of that stuff probably in my next video. I've also been picking up some like celebrations, because there are a handful of sets, mostly from the Sword and Shield era, that I just don't have any sealed product of. And Celebrations was one of those. Like, I don't think I have a single Celebrations pack, or I didn't have a single Celebrations pack in my collection until I bought the things that I bought like in the last week. So actually, I think I moved those to my cold storage, so I can't show them, but I might talk about them when I do my next video. So yeah, so I've been buying those. I've also been, I've actually been buying a lot of Prismatic Evolutions in particular. Actually, the video I did, like, I don't know, in the last 3 videos I showed, how I find deals, and there was one deal I showed in that video that is still actually active, and it's the 5-pack Prismatic Evolutions EV pouch box that I think is still available for $45 for 5 packs. So that's $9 a pack plus the EV pouch. And I ordered a bunch of those from that same place that I showed in the video I did. And I ordered those like before I made that video, so it was like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. And what I didn't know is when I ordered those, would they come in sealed cases? Since I bought quantities of 6, I think I bought 24, and I knew there were 6 in a case, so I was curious to see how they shipped those. And sure enough, they shipped 4 sealed cases to me. They did just slap the label on, and they didn't double box it, which is actually very inefficient. They should get a large box and put them all in. That would be much cheaper to ship. But they arrived in actually just perfect condition. And the label is just, on the top of the box, so it doesn't really block any of the Pokemon, labeling, showing the set name and stuff like that. So I was super pleased with that, and I went back, like, I don't know, last week to see if they still had them in stock, and sure enough, they did. So I bought 24 more boxes, 4 more cases, and those cases at $45 a box comes out to $270 a case shipped, because it's free shipping. I think anything over $200 gets free shipping. So even if you order a single case or 6 boxes, you'll get free shipping with that deal that I showed. And if anybody can't find that, let me know. I can just post a comment in this video. But anyway, so I'm getting those sealed cases of Prismatic Evolution EV pouch collection boxes for $270 shipped. And I happen to be a subscriber or a Patreon of a famous Pokemon and TCG investing channel called Alpha Investments. If you know anything about investing in Pokemon cards or Magic, I'm sure you know Rudy and the Alpha Investments YouTube channel that he runs. But if you're a Patreon, you get, access to the sort of regular sales that he runs. That's how he sells cards. He just it seems like every day or almost every day, he runs a special, and it's like a case of whatever Magic the Gathering, Duskmorn for whatever $600, shipped to your door. And every, day it's a new product. It could be a Magic product. It could be a Flesh and Blood project product. It could be a Pokemon product. It could be Yu-Gi-Oh, etc., etc. So I signed up for that several months ago because I kind of wanted just to see what the pricing was like on those, because I've noticed that they pretty much all sell out at this point. The market is very hot for just about every product. So I wanted to see, if there were some good deals that I could take advantage of. And it turns out I can generally do actually quite a bit better than the deals that he offers. Not always. And I have ordered one thing from him. But it was kind of a bummer because I actually didn't double box it and it got damaged. The outer box got damaged when it got shipped to me. So that was a bummer. But I still like to see, what sales he runs and just sort of subscribe to support his channel. But I do notice that he ran a patron sale, so you had to be a subscriber to even get access to this. He ran a patron sale on these cases of the Prismatic Evolution Eevee pouch boxes. And I think it was like $350 or even more than that for one of these cases shipped to your door. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I was paying for those same cases shipped to my door from, that deal that I found on that video that I did looking through the Shop app website for the cheapest prismatic I could find. So long story short is, there's deals out there, and, hundreds of people bought these cases from Rudy, and these are all people that are quite, I think, up to, speed on pricing and investment and, kind of just what's hot and what's not in the Pokemon world, I think anyways. So, people in the know were buying these cases of these Prismatic Evolution Eevee pouches for $350 plus, and I was getting them for $270. Seems like a no-brainer buy, because that tells me there's demand for what I'm buying at, basically like, I don't know what that is, 20% more than the price I'm paying for it. So, seems like a no-brainer. Pick that up. And at $9 a pack, when individual packs of Prismatic Evolutions are selling for, I think, like $11 right now, it's just a no-brainer to buy those boxes. I mean, if nothing else, you could break them down and just store the packs and not have to store anything. I don't like to do that. I like to keep things sealed. Because someday, if I should do like a rip and ship, then I can offer like a 5-pack lot that's guaranteed to be untampered, unsearched, unweighed, and just open one of those boxes and there's the packs that are inside, nice and pristine. So I like to keep things sealed as long as I can. And, looking for those kinds of deals is what I like to do out there. And it seems like there's never a shortage of ways to spend your money that, in my opinion, seem to be pretty solid investments in the Pokemon space. So, I'm continuing to pick things up and, again, looking for kind of certain Sword and Shield stuff, not the booster boxes. I'm always looking at cool collector boxes from like Sun and Moon era and earlier. Gosh, I wish I could find a way to get a team up from Sun and Moon, get packs in something other than buying them individually, in sort of raw packs that you don't know really what, who's had them, what they've done with them. So it's either that, or it's booster boxes that now are, $8,000-9,000, or it's a very small handful of like tins or collector boxes that have Team Up in them, but very few products meet that description. So I don't know, might have missed the boat on Team Up, and might have to trade or something for something that I do have a lot of, for some Team Up if I ever found anybody that had it. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm up to. That's what I'm thinking about. Look forward to sharing more content with you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please do give a like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Until then, stay relaxed.